What's up, y'all? This is Stories from the PL. I got a story for y'all. Shout out to my nigga Mac, because he saved me that day. And I'll never forget. It started off, this story, started off, I used to work in a barber shop. And in the barber shop, there were workers who was like family. It seems as if the barber shop where I worked at was a good friend of mine. One of my best friends, like my brother. Still is today. He changed it from a barber shop to a daycare now. Changed it a couple times. But that's another part of the subject, or another part of another story. And you're going to make me mess up. And like I said, it started out. Once again, shout out to my man Mac, because if it wasn't for him, he saved me that day. I was in the barber shop. I was cutting hair.
What happened?
This is actually what happened, because I have to give you a piece of this little bit of story in order to give you a piece of the whole, to give you a whole of the whole story. So, I used to, before I went in the shop, when I was working in the shop, I had another job. I had a second job. And sometimes my second job would get twisted and it'd be on my first job. But I didn't do my second job when I was on my first job, because my second job, I couldn't do that kind of job when I was on my first job. And my first job was my barbershop. The second job is none of your business. But it is, but it's none of your business. You know, it is, but it's none of your business. Like I said before, shout out to Mac, because Mac saved me that day, the day when I was at the barber shop and I was cutting hair.
Who's Mac?
Mac is like a little brother that I grew up with in my upcoming. We saw a lot of things and learned a lot of things that the older brothers did as we grew up. And he learned them and learned them well. Now, I'm getting off the subject. I just want to stay on the story about the barbershop. Now, we get to the barbershop. All right, listen, y'all. Put it this way, to make this story short. I'm working in the barbershop, and my second job interfered in my first job because I bumped and saw somebody. I was looking out the window. I saw somebody from my second job, and I confronted him because the dude that I knew from my second job had owed me money. I knew he owed me money because I was short, and he said he had needed credit, and he had took the credit, and then he ain't never give me no money. That's how I know he owed me some money, because I gave him credit. You know what I'm saying? And I said, yo, look, yo, fam, what's up? You got that change? And on some real shit, he could see the fire in my eyes, because I was upset and I was angry because it took a long time for him to give me some money that I gave him credit for. Now remember, I'm on my first job, and I was tied into some shit on my second job. After my first job, I wasn't even supposed to be talking about this kind of shit with my second job. But y'all know, with my first job, there lies a second job, because this shit all surrounds each other. It's like a stereotype. But in reality, I wasn't really doing my second job there because I needed my first job. Had my boy thought that I was doing my second job there where my first job was at, he probably would be ready to fight, because you're not supposed to bring your second job mirrors to your first job. Because, your second job is your second job, which is none of your business. So, my second job is none of your business. Don't try to confuse me. You know what the fuck I'm saying. So listen, like I said, Mac saved me at the time, and I was at the barbershop And when I was at the barbershop, I was cutting hair. But I saw somebody. I saw you interrupting me. I saw somebody. I was at the barbershop. I don't know who hair I was. Matter of fact, I might not have been cutting nobody's hair at the time. But I was at the barbershop. I wasn't really cutting nobody's hair, but that was my job description. I was cutting hair. But I was at the barbershop, and my job description says I cut hair, but I really wasn't cutting hair at the time. I just was sitting there chilling, waiting for somebody to get a haircut. But then I looked out the window and I saw a motherfucker that I knew from my second job. I gave him some money, and I gave him some money. Let's substitute money for what I gave him. I gave him some money. I gave him some credit. And then I gave him the credit, and then he ain't paid me back. It took me such a long time to see him again. Then when I saw him again, I confronted him with the fire in my eyes. And then with the fire in my eyes, there were anger. And then I asked him about the money. He said he ain't have it again. And then once again, I jumped up. I didn't jump up because I was already standing up. I swung at him. Had my smock on and everything. So there it lies. I was on my first job with my first job stuff on.
What you have a smock on for?
I was a hair cutter. You know what I'm saying? I was a barberist. But I was a barberist and a barber sized. So what happened was I still had my first job. I still had my smock on my jobs, on my first job's property, going out talking to a mug about my second job, and the dude had owed me credit who ain't paid me in so long. I just had to find this nigga. When I found him, I didn't have to look, but I found him because I was looking out the window. Because remember, I was a hair cutter, but I was sitting down because nobody was coming for a haircut at the time. But I was just looking like, yo, damn, let me look out the window, see who coming for a haircut, and nobody was coming. But the dude from my second job came, and I said to myself, don't even do it. You know what I'm saying? But I had to because the second job money, I need that too. You know what I'm saying? So when I confronted him, I swung on him, and I missed. I swung on him and missed. And the motherfucker did oh, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then, my nigga Matt came out. And when he hit him, the nigga stretched out. He had been there. And when he hit him, I didn't know what the fuck happened. You see me? I had missed. You feel me? I missed him. And it went over him. And just when he got set to get ready to rumble, my nigga Matt came out of nowhere like, And when he hit him, the nigga fell. Now this shit is crazy because remember, I was on my first job with my smock on, sitting in the chair, waiting on somebody to get a haircut, looking for somebody to get a haircut, and on my job, hold on 1 second. What's up, Pimp? Oh, Pimp, I'm telling the people a story on the YouTube and shit, looking at the cam at the moment. At work, waiting for my pop and shit. What's good? Oh, shit, probably about 2 hours or so. Okay, Pimp. All right. And like I said, y'all, had a fucking phone call interrupting me. Shake, I was on my story. So like I said, y'all, the MSF is, I was at the barbershop, and then, and only then, I was looking out the window. And when I was looking out the window, looking for somebody to come get a haircut, I didn't see nobody. Then I saw somebody that I knew from my second job who borrowed some credit. They borrowed credit.
How do you borrow credit?
They took some credit. Because I wanted it back, so it couldn't have been credit. It was credit. You know what I'm trying to say? I gave them some credit, and then the motherfuckers, they didn't act like I wasn't around. They didn't want to pay me. I asked them if they want to pay me. I swung on them. Whing! I missed them. Then the nigga went to get in the stands, and my boy came. And he rocked them, and he laid out. And I left my first job and left with my boy on my second job. I told my boss, which was my best friend, what happened that day at work, and he was like, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. But then I decided that you have to draw the line between your first job and your second job. You know what I'm saying? You can't be working on your first job, bringing your second job shit in the line. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know that your true friends will come through and save you when needed. And you got to know that if you're cutting hair, just cut hair. Don't try to do nothing else. Wait on that customer. Don't go out there waiting for a motherfucker with credit. Then you got to swing on them and miss them. And then your boy come and knock them the fuck out. Big ups to Mac, though. Stories from the PL. Big ups to Mac's right hand. And good look. Peace out.